welcome back to GCS Machinery. This week, rather than Tim telling you what he's been up to and Tim showing off you're watching Tractor Ted videos or DVDs or whatever you've been watching, we thought we'd show you a little bit of history. Now, it may not look much to you, but this is what helped me get started. This is a 1977 JCB 3C Mark II excavator. Now, while she doesn't look very pretty, but she's been set outside for quite some time, this was the first ever JCB that we ever bought for our business. Now, as I said, she doesn't look very pretty. Now, when I first left school at 16, I went to work for an agricultural contractor. And in the very, very bad snow of, I think it was like 1987, 1988, we were out snow clearing with tractors. And this guy came along clearing snow with a JCB. His name was Dean Richards. And this was his machine. And I was in awe of it. Brilliant. And young Dean worked day and night clearing snow around our local area. And once I saw it, I wanted a JCB. Fell in love with it, wanted a JCB. So anyway, a little while later, at the age of 18, I went on my own, self-employed. I went and saw Dean. I bought it. I bought the very digger that I'd seen clearing snow. Okay, she was a lot tidier than what she is now. And if you look at the photographs, you'll see here, she was a lot tidier. But anyway, then I went, that's it. I went off on my own, digging holes for people. Big holes, little holes, we didn't mind. So, I would spend almost day and night sleeping and working this digger all over the county of Kent. We didn't care, wherever it was, we'd be there, we'd be doing it, okay? Anyway, so then the story develops over a bit of time. And we kept the machine for probably 2 or 3 years. And then we'd bought some newer Sitemaster machines. And because we couldn't really have any spare money at the time, we sold it. So we sold this machine to a fencing contractor and woodman called George Clinch. And he had the machine for probably nigh on 30 years, which he used it in his business. And then I went and saw George probably 2 years ago, and I asked him what happened to the old JCB, because obviously she's had a fond place in my heart. And he said, well, she's round the back in the stinging nettles. So my ears pricked up and I got a bit excited. So we walked round the back of his wood yard, and there she was. She was there. She was all overgrown with trees growing out of things, and oh, you could hardly see it. The front loader was right up in the air, but she was all covered over in green and everything else. So he said, well, could I buy it back? So after some negotiations, we actually had to haggle upwards, which is a very weird scenario for me, but anyway, we bought it back. Anyway, so then the next journey of its life starts. We'd been around the back of George's woodyard. We'd found it all covered in stinging nettles and trees and elder trees and all sorts of big things. Anyway, you could hardly see it, even though it's yellow. So we agreed to buy it. We sent our fitters from our Kent depot with a battery to go around and cut a few trees down and find her. Anyway, we put batteries on her. She started just like that, on the button. Absolutely amazing. It'd been sat there for quite a few years. She started on the button. So we sent the low loader down and we drove it on the lorry. She drove herself on the lorry to come home. So, and now she's been here probably 2 years. We haven't really done anything with her, to be fair. She's been here. Now comes the next question. What do we do with it? We don't know, really. Now, when I owned her 30 odd years ago, we did spend quite a bit of time and we did actually repaint it years ago. And my Uncle Ted and Auntie Jean, bless them, you've seen the picture, but my Uncle Ted and my Auntie Jean repainted it all and made it look beautiful. She was really, really smart. So obviously that was 30 years ago. And I must say a real big thank you to my Auntie Jean and Uncle Ted aren't around anymore. But they helped me no end when I was 18, 19 with this and doing digger work. So if nothing else, in memory of them, the machine needs to live on, needs to carry on. Anyway, as you can probably see, when I was young, 18-year-old, extra work lights, and they're still here. Look, and a bracket there to mount the CB area on. Although it was a bit of an oversight really, because you couldn't hear the CB when you was in it driving it at all. But there you go. Anyway, so this old girl really has done us proud. We did a bit of water in the oil when I was 18, and that's quite common. It's got a Leyland, a technical bit now, Leyland 498 engine, and it wasn't uncommon for them to go porous around the liners. And she did. So one afternoon, one day we had a friend of mine, we come and we rebuilt the engine. As far as I'm aware, the engine's still the same as it was 30 years ago. Starts on the button, runs, drives, exactly what it's meant to do. I used to drive this all over the county of Kent, all over, doing work. And looking back now, you think, my word, you know, it looks really old and really dated compared to what we used to nowadays. But in those days, it is what it was. So, what do we do with it now? This is where we would like some interaction from our viewers. Okay. We can shop blast it, we can paint it, all of that we can do here very easily. Do we restore it to showroom condition, where we make it so it's absolutely pristine, but obviously never use it again for digging? Do we get it back to a good working order? Do we paint it so we can actually go and use it at patch working days, or I don't know, whatever? We don't know. We really don't know. So we would like, so in the comments below, please put down what you think we should do with it. Should we restore it to absolute concourse condition and then keep it indoors for people to look at? Shall we restore it to good working order, give it a coat of paint so we can use it? We don't know. We really don't know what we should do with it. So please, 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 in the comments below, give us some ideas what you think we should be doing with this digger. She's 47 years old. I don't care what anybody says, you won't see the modern day machinery that we buy now still potting around at 47 years old. I'm 54 years old now, I don't potter around that much. I used to be a lot more nimble getting in and out of there when I was not quite as heavy as I am now. You're filming that, aren't you? Leyland 498 engine. We've even lashed out and put a brand spanking new battery on it, so we're committed now to a full restoration of some description. Brilliant engine, brilliant machine, absolutely brilliant machine. A testament to British engineering. One thing that we have found and seen with a lot of these old JCBs is the cabs seem to rot out. So if you come and look at this machine, bless it, the years of old age have certainly eaten away at her. Now, what we also would like to know from our viewers and followers, subscribers, should we rebuild this cab, or do they know where we can buy either a new replacement or a very, very good second-hand one? If not, we will cut and plate it. We've got the workshop staff here to do that. But on the other hand, if someone says to me, oh yeah, we've got a machine here that's the cab's really good, please again get in contact with us. We'd certainly be interested. So there you go. So this is our old 3C Mark II. Very proud to have her back in the fleet. She'll stay with us now forever. She won't ever go anywhere. But there is another little small twist to this tale as well. That when we went to buy this, there was a Mercedes Unimog there, and we've known this Unimog all of our lives. In fact, when we was at Young Farmers Days, quite a few years ago, this Unimog used to help us with the carnival floats and bits and pieces. So anyway, so we did say to Mr. Clinch there, what are you going to do with the Unimog? And Mr. Clinch is reasonably elderly now, and it's not something that he's going to need for himself. So we bought the Unimog as well. And we thought, well, they've been together for 30 years. They can stay together. So not only did the JCB drive itself on the low loader, it pushed the Unimog on as well. So she pushed her old friend the Unimog on the lorry, then come on the lorry herself. And I think somewhere young Harvey's got a picture of the low loader coming back in the yard with the Unimog on the front and the JCB. Now, the Unimog we are going to restore as a bit of fun, really, for off-roading and things like that. But that's another little project we've got to do, and I'm sure Harvey will show you that in some of the pictures on this YouTube. So there's this JCB. So please tell us what you think we should do with it, and if we do restore it, when we restore it, depending on how we restore it, we will do some YouTube videos and YouTube clips on the restoration. So you can see what she's like now, and you see she's not the prettiest, but she will be. So keep watching and see how we progress with her. One more thing I forgot to say, and Harvey just reminded me, it's the thing that I actually normally remind Harvey and young Tim. If you like our videos, please click and subscribe and ring the little bell. I know you all know what to do, but we have to remind you. If you've got any ideas of things you'd like us to do, or things that you think that would be interesting, again, in the boxes below, please drop us a line. Tell us of things. If you want to see more about how we do this, if you want to see more of the Unimog, if you want to see more of our lorries, our tractors, whatever, please let us know what you want to see, and we'll do our best. We've got to keep Harvey busy. You see, Harvey's smiling behind the camera as we speak. But we've got to keep him busy, okay? So please, anyway, please click and subscribe, ring the little bell. Thank you very much.